Welcome into Drew's Daily Diamond for Thursday, June 6th, 2024. I am Drew Martin breaking down the slate of games. We've got some day action, some prime time night games to get into. Let me know in the comments below what your MLB picks are for today, where you agree, where you disagree, where you're watching from. All is welcome. Smash that like button if you're liking the content as we head AL East battle north of the border to start us off. First game up for the Thursday slate, Baltimore Orioles, Toronto Blue Jays. 107 Eastern start as Baltimore comes in 39-21, unfortunately off the loss yesterday. Up against the Blue Jays, 29-32, 3 games under 500 in last place in the AL East, but it is a strong division, no doubt about it. Baltimore second place, few games back of the Yankees. They are going with Cade Pavich. I believe I'm pronouncing that right. A lefty here making his MLB debut. The 24-year-old third-round selection in 2021 has soared through the minor leagues. He's out of Nebraska. He had a 1-1 whip in AAA. He had 11 strikeouts per 9. That's strong performances there in the minors. We'll see how it translates to the show. He pitched 56 innings this season. I think he could have a good start here up against the Jays, who are going with Kikuchi. And the former Japanese star has lost 7 straight starts. So he's been burning cash. 5 of those starts is the favorite. So they're down 9 units. The last 7 starts, Kikuchi has taken the hill. The last time he won a game was all the way back in April 22nd, to be exact here. He's had back-to-back 5 earned runs given up in his last 2 starts. So that's 10 earned runs in his last 8 innings pitched. Now he's up against the number 1 hitting team against lefties. That is the Orioles. I mean, they're the hottest lineup in baseball over the last week as well. Have a bullpen edge. I know we lost on them yesterday, guys, but in the wraparound game here, Thursday getaway game, I think Baltimore gets it done. We are on the Orioles here, and I'm actually talking going into what the 2 a.m. Eastern hour here, and there isn't many sports books out with a line, just a Las Vegas book here. I'm seeing minus 105 on each side, 8 and a hook being the total. If it's anywhere near that pick'em price, it's the Orioles north of the border to start us off. We got next one up here, 2:10 Eastern start. We get Kansas City Royals and the Cleveland Guardians going at it here. Number 1, number 2 in the AL Central. Brady Singer up against Tanner Beebe going for the Guardians. Minus 140, that's Cleveland at home, total of 8. Kansas City comes in 5 games back of Cleveland. Big game here as they're 10 games over 500, although they're just 2-7 their last 9. They got Singer on the hill, former first-rounder out of Florida, back-to-back 1 earned run starts. That's pretty good, 2.6 ERA. Not exactly looking to go up against Brady Singer, but Beebe's been good himself. Won 5 straight starts. And they won the first game of the series just yesterday, talking about Cleveland, 8-5. And BB has 21 strikeouts his last 3 starts. He's a guy that hits 95, 96 miles per hour on the radar gun. This Cleveland lineup, they don't strike out much. They've been really good in a huge bullpen edge here towards the Cleveland side. So I think the later innings on the home side, they're 20 games over 500, first place. Hey, we'll lay the 40 cents here with Cleveland at home. Last day game, heading out to the AL West, to the Coliseum, 3:37 Eastern, 12:37 local time for the Seattle Mariners, number 1 in the AL West, up against the Oakland Athletics. JP Sears, the lefty, going for the A's. Woo, going for Seattle. I like this kid. Won 5 straight Woo starts. Actually, that's all of his starts this season. He got a late go of it this year. So he's the team's 5-0 in his 5 starts. He's got an 18-2 strikeout to walk ratio and a 1.3 ERA. So he is not letting up many runs at all. 3 straight 6-inning starts as well. So he's getting a little bit of depth. Also, consistency is there. We get Sears, the 28-year-old, 5'11", 180-pounder. They've actually lost 3 of his last 4 starts. He's given up 4 earned runs in 2 of his last 3 starts. He's got a 4 ERA, a 4 FIP. I think he's going to struggle a little bit. Not that he's going to get knocked around big time. It's more about Woo going for Seattle. I like betting on this kid. So, hey, slight bullpen edge here towards Seattle as well. We'll lay the 35 cents in the overnight market We're on the M's in the Coliseum. Next one up, we'll head down to the Queen City for the night action here, 7:10 Eastern. Chicago Cubs, Cincinnati Reds. It's Hunter Green going for the Reds. Julian Assad going for the Cubs. Cubs come in 31-31. Cincinnati, 4 games under 500, but just a game and a half back of the wild card since MLB's added, the extra wild card team here. They're very much alive. They've won 4 straight. We actually lost on them on a few of those here in Colorado, but it leads us into the angle in this game. And guys, I love fading teams, fading lineups coming out of Colorado. No day off here. So they're leaving the mile high, the thin air. Now they're coming back home. So first game home. And Hunter Green going for the Reds. His last time out, he gave up 5 earned runs, actually against this Cubs lineup. Both starters are facing the same lineup for the second time, which would most of the time put me on the offenses succeeding. But in this particular matchup, I watched almost every pitch of that game, and it was a rainy game, windy there. It was in Wrigley Field, and you could see Hunter Green kind of struggling with the elements. So I'm not going to ding him too much for that 5 earned runs given up, because no more than 2 earned runs in the 3 starts before that. He's a guy that throws hard. I think he can have success against the Cubs lineup. And talking about the Cubs pitcher, Assad, he made his way up through the Mexican Pacific League. He's got a sub 2.3 ERA. And against Cincinnati, remember, they both faced the same lineup last time out, just 2 earned runs and 5+ innings and 7 strikeouts. So he was missing some bats in that start. Both teams, not great against righties, and Cincinnati's bullpen has been really good, particularly like in that Colorado series, not giving up crooked numbers in the thin air. We don't have a line out on this one just yet because the pitchers were just announced late going into the overnight market. But guys, I can already tell you the Cubs and the Reds, I know it's a hitter's ballpark and the lineup's facing the pitcher for the second time around, but I don't think there's a whole lot of runs scored here. So I like Cubs and Reds under the total to start off the night slate. Moving down the list here, Yankee Stadium up next as the Minnesota Twins and the New York Yankees face off. It's Marcus Stroman versus Pablo Lopez. 8.5 being the total, -142. That's the Bronx Bombers at home. Minnesota comes in 8 games over 500, although they've lost 2 straight. And there's an angle I like in this one. The Twins are 9 games under 500 against teams over 500. So against quality teams, they've actually struggled. They've gotten most of their wins against sub 500 teams. They're going up against the Yankees here, which are the number 1 record. You are what your record says you are in MLB. They're actually tied with Philadelphia for the best record in Major League Baseball. They've won 7 straight games. They're plus 115 run differential. That's number 1 in baseball. They're 20-8 at home. And they're 19-9 against teams over 500. So they've dominated good teams. They dominated bad teams. They get Stroman on the hill, 6 innings versus the Twins his first time around a couple weeks ago. Just 2 hits given up in those 6 innings, blanking them. So I think he's going to have a good start here. And Pablo Lopez, the Venezuelan for the Twins, he's up and down this season. We really don't know what we're going to get with the righty. He's got just under a 5 ERA. And the last time he faced the Yankees, double-digit hit count in 6 innings, just 3 strikeouts, not missing bats, 3 earned runs. So he was able to work himself out of trouble. Not so sure he's going to be able to do that again in Yankee Stadium. Low water mark here, -142 on the Bronx Bombers. We're on the Yankees, laying the 42 cents. We'll head out west, 8:10 Eastern, 5:10 local time here. Arizona Diamondbacks and the San Diego Padres. This one from Petco. It's Randy Vasquez going for the Friars. Slade Ciccione going for the D-backs. Total of 8, -115. That's the Padres at home. They come in 1 game under 500. They've lost 4 straight games. Unfortunately, we lost on them in yesterday's video, but we're going back to the well, guys. Vasquez, his numbers aren't great. I mean, 5.7 ERA. He's up against Ciccione here, 6'4", 220-pounder, 24-year-old out of Miami. He does throw hard, but he's up and down himself. 6 earned runs in 3 of the starts, 2 earned runs or less in 4 starts. But really the angle here is the lineups, guys. And it's positive for the Padres, negative for the Arizona Diamondbacks in terms of handedness of pitcher they're facing. Arizona is a lot better against lefties. Top 5 lineup against lefties. Unfortunately, they're facing a righty, so it's a negative lefty-righty dichotomy for the Diamondbacks, and the exact opposite for the San Diego Padres. They absolutely smash righties. Number 2 lineup in baseball year-to-date against righties. They're bottom 5 against lefties. So handedness of pitcher is something that I like to bet on. So we're going to be on the Padres here, minus the 15 cents. Huge bullpen edge as well for the Friars. So 15 cents, I think it's light, guys. It's the Diamondbacks going down to the Padres. 1 game left here. Let me know in the comments below what you think of the video, where you're watching from, what your MLB picks are. All is welcome. I know it's been a couple days of rough results, but I'm feeling a bounce back here for the short Thursday slate. We'll head to the south side up next, guys. Last video breaking down here. Boston Red Sox, Chicago White Sox. Battle of the Sox as Tanner Houck goes up against Wolford going for the White Sox. Total of 8, minus $2. That's the Red Sox as the road favorite. I was going to say the Sox, but really I need to say Boston comes in 500. They've been good on the road. For whatever reason, they struggle a little bit in Fenway. They've been good outside of Boston. We get them outside of Boston. They just won 9-0 on the against the Braves yesterday, and they got Hawk on the hill. I like betting when this kid's taking the bump. 27-year-old first rounder out of Missouri, and he's hot right now. Last 4 starts, 25 innings, 3 earned runs. So just 3 runs given up in 25 innings over 4 starts. 75-15 strikeout to walk ratio. He's pitched 78 innings year-to-date and only given up 1 bomb, 1 home run in 78 innings. That was all the way back in early April. See if he can keep that going. I think he can up against the White Sox. Chicago is just fade city right now, guys. They've lost 13 straight games. They're 15-41, kind of like one of those all-time bad records, really. I don't remember a team starting off this bad. They're minus 140 run differential. Plus schedule, this is their first game home off of a road trip. Don't like betting on teams in that situation. And they've burned more cash than any team in Major League Baseball, down 21 units year to date. Wolford, this is just his 2nd start of the season. Not much to go off of, not a big sample size, but he had over a 6 ERA with the Cardinals last year. I don't think he's going to have a lot of success up against Boston. This is the worst lineup, talking about the White Sox in Major League Baseball year to date. Worst against righties. Bullpen, one of the worst in baseball. So I think Boston gets it done. We'll cut down the vig here, and we'll lay the 1.5 with the away team, Boston Red Sox, to win by more than 1.5, guys. Minus 135. That's going to end it for Drew's Daily Diamond. Bounce back mode for Thursday. Smash that like button. Comment below. Cash those tickets. Thanks for tuning in.